A guy in America makes $100,000 a year, but still checks his bank account before buying groceries. Sounds crazy, right? But this is becoming normal in the United States. Millions of Americans have good salaries and still feel broke every single month. Not because they're lazy, not because they don't work hard, but because modern life is designed to quietly drain their money without them even noticing. And if you're in your 20s or early 30s, this video might save you years of financial stress. Because the truth is, a high income does not automatically create wealth anymore. A lot of people graduate college believing one thing: if I can just get a good paying job, I'll finally be financially stable. Then reality hits. You land the job, you start making real money, and somehow nothing changes. You still feel pressure, you still feel behind, you still wait for payday, and suddenly you realize making money and keeping money are two completely different skills. In cities like New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and even Dallas, young Americans are making more money than previous generations at their age in some industries. But at the same time, rent exploded, food prices exploded, car payments exploded, insurance exploded, everything got expensive at the exact same time. A 26-year-old making $80,000 sounds rich on paper, but after taxes, after rent, after health insurance, after gas, after student loans, after subscriptions, after groceries, that paycheck disappears fast. And here's the scary part. Most people slowly increase their lifestyle every time their income goes up. The moment they get a raise, they upgrade apartments, upgrade cars, upgrade vacations, upgrade everything. So even though they earn more, they never actually build wealth. They just build more expensive monthly payments. That's one of the biggest traps in America right now. People are chasing the appearance of success instead of actual financial freedom. And social media made this problem 10 times worse. Every day, people open Instagram or TikTok and see influencers living in luxury apartments, driving expensive cars, flying first class, eating at trendy restaurants. And after watching that nonstop, normal life starts feeling boring. So people spend money trying to look successful online, even when their bank account says otherwise. A guy in Atlanta admitted online that he was making over $90,000 a year and still living paycheck to paycheck because he kept trying to match the lifestyle of people he followed on social media. He said every weekend became expensive, every outing became content, every purchase became emotional, and eventually, debt started piling up. That's happening to thousands of young Americans right now because spending money today feels good immediately. Saving and investing feels boring at first, but the people who quietly build wealth usually live below their means for years before anyone notices. Another huge reason Americans stay broke is debt, and not just credit card debt. Car loans, student loans, buy now, pay later apps, personal loans. Modern America made debt feel normal. People finance almost everything now: phones, furniture, shoes, vacations, and small monthly payments don't look dangerous until they all combine together. Then suddenly, someone making a solid salary realizes they already owe most of their future paychecks before the month even begins. That creates constant stress, and stress causes emotional spending, which creates even more debt. It becomes a cycle. And honestly, many Americans were never properly taught how money works in the first place. Schools taught people how to pass tests, but not how to manage money. Most young adults enter the real world without understanding taxes, investing, retirement accounts, interest rates, or budgeting. So they learn through mistakes, expensive mistakes. And corporations know this. That's why America constantly pushes people to spend. Ads are everywhere. Open your phone, ads. Open YouTube, ads. Check email, ads. Scroll, social media, ads. Every platform is fighting for your attention and your wallet. The average American sees thousands of advertisements every single day. And over time, that changes people psychologically. Buying things starts feeling connected to happiness, confidence, status, and identity. People start believing success should look expensive, but real wealth usually looks quiet. Most actual wealthy people don't waste money trying to impress strangers online. They focus on ownership, investments, assets, long-term thinking. Meanwhile, many high earners stay trapped because their spending rises as fast as their income. And then there's another issue. Nobody talks about enough. People are exhausted. A lot of Americans are mentally burned out. They work long hours, commute through traffic, deal with stress all day, and then reward themselves with spending. Food delivery, shopping, random impulse purchases, Not because they're stupid, because they're tired. Convenience has become extremely expensive in America, and companies profit from exhausted people. That's why fast food delivery exploded. That's why subscription culture exploded. That's why one click shopping became addictive. The easier spending becomes, the harder saving becomes. And here's something even more important: many Americans confuse income with wealth. Those are not the same thing. Someone earning $50,000 a year while investing consistently can become wealthier than someone earning $150,000 who spends everything, because wealth is what you keep, not what you show off. That's why some people with average salaries quietly retire millionaires, while some high earners stay financially stressed forever. The difference is usually behavior, not intelligence, not luck, not talent. Daily habits. Small financial decisions repeated for years become massive results later. And honestly, most people don't realize how powerful time really is. Every year, someone delays saving and investing. They lose years of compound growth. In your 20s, small investments matter more than most people think, not because the amount is huge, but because time is huge. That's the advantage young people still have: time. And the people who understand this early usually win financially later. Now, this doesn't mean Americans should never enjoy life. That's not the point. The goal isn't to become obsessed with money. The goal is freedom. Freedom from stress, freedom from paycheck to paycheck living, freedom from panic every time an emergency happens. And that freedom usually starts with controlling lifestyle inflation before it controls you. Because no matter how much money someone makes, if spending always rises to match income, they'll stay financially stuck forever. So what's the solution? Start tracking where your money actually goes. Most people are shocked when they finally see the truth. Cut unnecessary monthly expenses before adding new ones. Avoid buying things just to impress people online. Build an emergency fund slowly. And most importantly, start investing early, even if the amount feels small. Because financial freedom in America today isn't built through looking rich. It's built through consistency, quiet habits, long-term thinking, and learning how to keep money instead of constantly spending it. The people who understand that in their 20s and 30s usually end up far ahead later in life. Not because they were perfect, because they stopped trying to look wealthy and started trying to actually become wealthy